Alright, what's good YouTube? Just gonna do my 2023 wrap up. Took me a minute to do this video. I already filmed it. Gotta edit it now. Just moved all the statues around so everybody can kind of see what I got. Obviously for 2024 I got some pretty awesome pieces coming in. Excited to get that. But yeah, this is just to wrap it up, show my pieces, finish out 2023 with a cool video. The last video I did like this got a ton of views and I don't know how, but I'm going to try to do whatever I did in that last one and just copy it. If you want to give the video a like, cool. If not, you don't have to, cool. Yeah, we'll do some B-roll, kind of show everything else. Everything's a little messy right now, getting ready for the renovation. Again, I'm turning this space into the house, into a nice work area for my girlfriend. And then I'm working on another spare bedroom with custom shelves and everything else right now. So everything's kind of in a disarray, but yeah, let's get into it. Thank you. All right, what's good YouTube? Gonna do my 2023 wrap up. I'm gonna show the whole collection again. I'll do my top 5 of statues that I own, and then obviously everything else is gonna be an honorable mention because I bought it, so that means I like it. So it's funny to compare and contrast this video now to my other video where I went over all my statues, and somehow that video got a ton of views. I don't know what I did, but I need to try to do that again. But I think after having the collection for so long now and looking at other pieces in the collection and everything like that, I definitely have a different perspective on what I like most. And I said in that other video, this would be my favorite statue if it was bigger, but I think I changed my mind. I think I gotta go with the Sideshow premium format Batman Who Laughs. I think out of all the statues I have, this is my #1 favorite still to this day. I don't know what it is about this piece. The paint on it, the base, like the chains, everything about this piece just like really stands out to me. And there's nothing about it I don't like. I don't know, man. It's just like one of those things that when it comes to collecting, and you see something and you have to have it. It's the same thing with shopping for sneakers, clothes, whatever. If like you can't leave the store without it, it's probably something that you genuinely want and don't want to get rid of. So that's my opinion on this piece. Yeah, out of everything I have, this is gonna kick off the video. I'm going from favorite to least favorite, for lack of a better term. So this is gonna be my #1. Alright, I gotta sit all the way back for this one. Please like the video because this one is like a real job and chore moving from one room to the next. So obviously this one could arguably be the favorite one in my statue as of now. Like, it definitely takes the cake in my collection for like size and just sheer presence. This piece is absolutely insane. Also, I'm not switching the cowboy onto it for this video because I'm just never going to display with the cowboy one, even though it's super sick with the post that holds it. Shout out to XM for doing that. It's just, this is for me personally, and there's a million videos with it, the other way around. But yeah, so this is definitely going to be my second, arguably first, between this and the Batman Who Laughs from Sideshow. But I mean, I will say the head sculpt on this one is super light. A lot of the pieces on it are very light, but all together it's super heavy. I think the horse is definitely the heaviest part. This back foot, sometimes I have an issue pegging in at the same time with the front foot, and I don't want to force it too much because obviously it's standing fine, so I don't want to put too much leverage on this because I'm pretty sure the inside's hollow. So, more easy to break. It wouldn't be the hardest thing to fix either, but I just don't really want to deal with it. I just think the dynamic aspect of this piece, there's so much movement to it. It's really not that hard to put together and take apart. The pieces are very light to reconnect and everything like that. It's just a little bit of a chore, and I don't love moving it, but yeah, again, with every piece I buy, I've done ridiculous amounts of research on the piece. I wouldn't buy a piece unless I researched it a lot. which is why it's always still so confusing to me when people get pieces, the complaints they have about it. It's like, bro, did you not like watch any videos or look at the pictures of it? You know, some people bought this piece but didn't like the base. I'm like, why are you gonna spend that much money if you find something you don't like? But again, that's just me, to each their own. Also, I feel no responsibility that because if I bought this piece that inspired you to buy the piece, that's on you, bro. It's expensive, it's heavy, and it's big. So yeah, but again, yeah, this is number 2 for sure. Next, okay, on to number 3. That's definitely going to be the Drown. Again, I can't say enough about this piece. I think it's super underrated. It's hard to describe how good like these tentacles in the water look on camera. It's like anything else. It's so hard to get your camera to translate obviously what your eyes are seeing. It's like when you see yourself in a mirror versus a picture someone took you where you're like, oh, what the hell? Yeah, dude, the Drown, number 3 for sure. This could obviously be a top contender for a number 1 spot as well. This was another gift from my girlfriend, just like that Ghost Rider was. So stay winning in the girl department. If they're cool, they buy you stuff. It's pretty rad. She's cool too. Anyway, just kidding. But yeah, this piece is, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I get a little concerned. I don't know how far up the leg the peg goes on this piece, but so I haven't had any issues with it so far. I don't know. So I mean, I feel like longevity wise, it's another one of those things where it's like, as long as you're not moving it, you're probably fine. Yeah, I don't know. This piece is a 10 out of 10 for me. So again, if you go back and watch the old videos, my lineup now is going to be a lot different. That just comes with time, perspective change, interest change, you know, so be it. You still love everything the same, but then when you have certain pieces long enough and compare them to other one, they start to like stick out to you a little bit more. So I gotta go with the Grim Knight for number 4. This piece is just, it's very unique. I usually do the unmasked cowl just because the piece is so dark so you can see a little skin tone, but just for video purposes, I put on the other masked cowl for the video, kind of did the arm swap outs. I mean, essentially you have like a whole little premium format size like bust of the Batman who laughs on the front. I kind of did my own things with the chains, like Xing it, wrapping them around the fist. I think it just looks a little bit better. All the guns, the Bat logo on the back of this, like it's always facing the back, so I always like forget the little details like that. But it's insane with all the chains and everything like that, the bullets, the skulls. I mean, it's just a badass Batman who looks like he would be like a DLC character in like a Doom game or something like that. It's like Batman meets Doom. I mean, he's got the, you know, the, I don't know, you would, not really a machete, but a long ass K-bar or whatever on his hip, double pistols on the chest, super armored up. See, this is a straight Doom weapon, bro. The shotgun, everything, it's insane, dude. This is kind of my favorite pose. I kind of, sometimes I'll do the SMGs. I've never done just the fist. I don't even know why, if you bought this piece, you wouldn't display it with any guns. But yeah, right now, this is kind of like my favorite looking aesthetic for this guy, so. Okay, and then for me, for my number 5, this XM Deadpool busting through the wall. This is gonna be my number 5. I know a lot of people weren't sure about this piece when it came out because the peg and the weight and everything like that, but I mean, it's metal. I've had this piece for a while now and it's fine. Like, I pick it up and I carry it just like that. I'm not tripping on it that bad. It doesn't really scare me or anything like that. I think it's gonna be fine, but another just super dynamic piece with a ton of movement, which is why I like. I'm sure I have like the smoke in the wrong direction or something like that. I thought it was kind of funny when I got this, the part of his rollerblades were broken, so I just took the broken skate to add it to the base. I put it right there, just adds a little character. He's busting through, one of his skates is broke, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know, this is, I would consider this piece underrated for sure. It's just, I don't know, it's one of those pieces I look at all the time, you know, come out in the morning and you look at, you know, your collection and everything you have, and this is one one of the ones that just always catches your eye. It's just, this piece is hilarious. Watching back some of these clips now, I definitely need a bigger set to frame myself, plus the whole statue, without exposing any background, but it's whatever. I'm doing the best I can. I don't make money from doing this, and you know, I don't have any like plugs with any of these companies to get free stuff. This is all just a joyous hobby for me. It's fun recording and editing and getting stuff like this. But this is another one, so I'll just say, like, I cheat because every statue is in my top 5 and every statue is my number 1 because I like them all the same. It's as simple as that. It's beer 30 because moving these around and then rebuilding them is like, bruh, chill. Alright, so Dawnbreaker, this one, a lot of man babies were kind of complaining about like the base and the resin and stuff like that, and again, just kidding, not really. Yeah, I mean, certain parts could look more translucent and like some of the seam lines, like whatever. Like, I don't care about stuff like that. Again, like, working the way I have for years and, you know, building stuff myself, it's like there's a limit of possibility in some stuff. Like, you just don't know how hard it is to like try to figure certain things out. And I promise you probably haven't thought of something that an engineer has been doing for 20 years. It's, you know, I could be wrong. Maybe you're smarter than them, but I mean, I guess people saying like could have been as translucent as these pieces, but it's not hollow underneath. It would have to be completely hollow if you wanted it more translucent, and that might almost look weird and not have the right support for this piece. I keep that kind of zombified face on. I don't ever remember if the zombie face or the regular face was the bonus head. I don't know. I always just have to buy the bonus. That's just like a FOMO thing for me. But then, you know, whatever swap outs I use, I typically stick with those. But I mean, yeah, this piece is crazy, dude. I mean, just with everything coming out of the lantern. Some people said it would have been cool if maybe there was like a swap out where you could have attached it to the ring. Yeah, I mean, that could have been cool. It might block the statue a little bit in the point of this piece, just showing off Dawnbreaker. But again, like, this piece is crazy. I mean, obviously I'm a huge Knights Metal fan. Yeah, this is just another one of those sick pieces. Okay, here's your big boy. Surprisingly, I feel like the base on this is like lighter than any other base I have. It's just his body's pretty heavy. This is another one I don't think that many people are super fond of. Again, I love this piece. It's not to be like the intentional contrarian guy who just, you know, has to go against the grain, but it's like, I mean, I've seen Hush in person, I've seen the Cyborg Superman in person, which is, I still want to get that really bad. But for me personally, just in what I like, again, this crazy thing called an opinion, this was the winning Superman for me. I mean, those eyes in the face and holding that cowl with Batman's skull in it. I could see how maybe some people would look at some of the armor on it and be like, maybe not really cheesy looking, but like, I get what you're trying to say. But it matches the comic perfect. So I mean, it's a comic piece, so of course it's going to be a little cartoony. Again, and the skulls on the base, I know that was like another point of contention for some people. Is I understand that, yeah, maybe they could use some more like depth or like, I don't know, juxtapose them with something else, but they're sitting in an ash pile, and I don't know how familiar you guys are with ash. It's gray, and there's really not a whole lot of depth or contrast to it, so I get it. But again, if you had this piece and wanted a master painter or something like that to redo the skulls, I mean, I'm sure they could, but you know, the cape on this piece is so big too. Yeah, I mean, I love this Superman. I'm not really a huge fan of the Hush Superman, and that because like that's the one that everybody likes. It's just not for me. It's just, I mean, here's the problem. When you say that something's not for you, or you'd rather have something else, people with the IQ of a pine cone take like offense to that, like you're hating on the piece. And it's like, I'm not hating on anything. I'm just saying from my preference personally, I just like this one more than the Hush. But the work on the Hush is great. The engineering, I get it, dude. That piece is crazy. But yeah, for me, I just really like this Superman. Okay, and now we got the Iron Studios 1/3 Joker. I don't know, this piece is pretty badass too. I mean, there's really nothing bad I can say about it. I love the dynamite base, the gargoyle, the bang flag, of course. He's got the Joker cane. I was for a while using like the Ed Gein Leatherface head sculpt for it, but just the OG Joker smile like that always kind of like wins for me. So yeah, I always end up putting that one on. The only thing about this piece is like that front foot doesn't peg in, so I mean, as long as it's just sitting there, nothing's gonna happen to it. But yeah, it's just kind of like balancing on that front foot. I mean, as far as engineering goes, like sure, maybe they could have put another magnet or peg on the gargoyle, but I mean, all the weight just being flat down like that, it's not a big deal anyway. And then I just, I like to just lean the mallet against it for display purposes, and it's good to go. I mean, this is just another piece I'll probably never sell. I don't plan on selling any pieces, period. But again, that'll bring me to a tangent of people who get mad when people sell stuff. Dude, a grown adult who earns their own money and buys stuff with that money is allowed to do whatever the hell they want with this item after they buy it. I understand if you're a popular person, so to speak, who does reviews and you get everyone all hyped on a piece and then people go out and buy it, and then the person who hyped you on the piece turns around and sells it right away. Now, I understand the criticism behind that, but at the same time, I'm a true believer in you're a grown-ass adult and your decision-making is completely on you, and if that's the lesson you needed to know not to make purchases based on the influence of other people, then that person who flips and sells stuff, they just gave you a valuable life lesson, and now you'll never make that mistake again. So you don't buy stuff to fit in. People have the right to buy something and then sell it one day later, even if dude, that's the point of this country, right? You beat freedom. Like, either support freedom or you don't, man. So again, I don't have a personal problem with that. I get younger people wanting to get the stuff that's being promoted, to be a part of the group. I get all that, but I mean, that's just the journey in life, man. Like, you learn things as you go along. People are allowed to do whatever they want. If they buy it and flip it right away, it has absolutely no effect on your life, so I don't know why you would let it. But yeah, that's just my little rant on that. Moving on. Okay, now we got the Iron Studios 1/3 Harley. I love this piece. I ordered this is the only Harley I have. I do have the Harley who laughs on pre-order. I'm kind of like, do my best to only buy one of each character. I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on the same character just because the background and pose might be a little different. Again, not hating on that. I'm just saying, to build up the collection where I want it, I'm just really doing the research on the one character at a time that I want. Granted, of course, I have the Harley who laughs on pre-order, but I feel that that's just so different from this. Play the devil's advocate to myself, but I love the base. I love the light up feature on it. I don't know. This was like another one. Like, I ordered the Darkside Collectibles 1/3 Catwoman, and those pictures they uploaded, a lot of people were kind of thinking like, oh wow, the Michelle Pfeiffer portrait actually doesn't look as good as obviously the studio pic. And I think it was just a bad picture, because when I first got this Harley, I was convinced I was only going to use the masked head sculpt, because I thought that this head and the other one, they looked not realistic from pictures. I thought they looked a little cheap. But then when you see them in person with your own eyes and the right lighting, and you see all the detail in the hair and the face and the mouth, it's just like, oh, okay, so pictures really don't do this justice at all. So I feel like that's going to be the case with the Darkside Catwoman too. So excited to get that one in February. Also, Greece to Nebraska is almost the same amount of miles as it is from Japan to Nebraska. And shipping for that Catwoman from Greece was $180. And all my Prime 1 pieces have been almost like $500 for shipping, which that's part of collecting. I hate when people complain about shipping costs and everything else like that. It's like, dude, don't buy it. It's problem solved. Don't buy it. yeah, you get to keep all that money. But I will say that is interesting from like a logistics standpoint of the cost of, you know, DHL versus UPS and FedEx. It's interesting. So it is what it is, though. You know, I don't want to be too much of a hypocrite on that, because I do complain when people complain about prices and shipping. It's like, don't buy it. But yeah, I mean, I accidentally broke the tongue off her little puppers, her little hyena, but it's fine. I always say I'm going to super glue it back on, and then I never do it. But yeah, another awesome piece. Okay, now on to the Prime 1 Bane. I love this piece. Like, the base, it's simple, but it's got like the little skull gas masks on the back, got some rubble, stuff like that. Now, obviously, this piece is a lot more cartoony, so to speak, with, you know, the size of the head and the legs and feet are so big. I actually think this piece on Prime 1 right now is like, they have it marked out to like $350, which is absolutely insane. I'm usually against just buying stuff because it's on sale, and I get like, you want a collection and it's hard to pass up a certain deal, and almost just because of the price of something, you're now buying something that you wouldn't have bought before just because it's cheaper. But I mean, $350 is pretty crazy from $1,000, so I can't harp on that too much. Like, I get it. It's a big piece for cheap that looks awesome in the collection and fills a lot of space. So if that's the goal, I mean, this is the ultimate piece for that. I mean, this piece is so simple, it's light, the torso just snaps right into the legs. Yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about this piece. It's another one I'm not going to sell. Bat logo in the front. I always forget about that crumbling bat logo and all the pillars and everything like that. Yeah, one person had offered to buy it off me before. I'm I'd buy to keep. Financially, I wouldn't buy stuff like this if I thought I was ever going to get in a rut and would have to sell it for any kind of money, because this is not an investment. This is a hobby. It's joy. And if you're hoping on banking on these one day, the ROI is not going to be as high as you think. Maybe for certain pieces you might get a little bit of an ROI, but if you only have one piece that one person wants, and 50 people are selling that same piece to that one guy who wants it, the guy's obviously going to buy it from the cheapest one in the best condition, and you might turn 100, 200, maybe 500 bucks on it. Maybe that's not enough to set you for life, so just, you know, be safe with the investments. But yeah, I love this piece. Okay, now on to all my Sideshow X Men. Love all these pieces. The Rogue and the Gambit are like, I don't know, I don't think anybody does it better than that. And there's other cool pieces out there from XM and stuff like that, but as far as movement and dynamics go, like, this line is crazy. I'm gonna finish the line. There's a couple other pieces. I'm not sure if I want the XM Nightcrawler or the Sideshow Nightcrawler. There's a fan art Psylocke that I really want versus some of the other ones. Getting a Juggernaut fan art that all still meshes well with the line and the scale. But there's just like a couple pieces that I thought were a lot, not better, but I just like the way they look more than some of the other licensed companies have them right now. Yeah, but we'll see. I'm dying from making this video. Again, been out on workman's comp with my spine and these disc issues, but the spine surgeon and chiropractor will be proud. I got my exercise for the day, building and moving all these around. Yeah, so we're good, but let's go to B-roll. That's the collection. Okay, so I'm not gonna like try to clean up or anything like that, because again, like I said, I am in the midst of moving everything around, so it's slight chaos, but not too bad at the same time. I had to kind of throw a hodgepodge of all these guys on this little shelf that I built for moving purposes and getting space to not have this area of the house be totally cluttered until we start moving all the rooms around and everything like that. But, you know, got my Knight's Metal, got this, you know, X-Men, all that stuff, all my favorite built sets for Lego, the main gaming area. A little messy right now, but again, not trying to clean it up or anything like that for the video. Just kind of doing a quick little overview of everything before it's all different. Document for myself too. had to kind of move this Lego set randomly over here between the Rogue and Gambit so I can make room for the Ghost Rider on the main table in the living room right now. But this is one of my favorite Lego sets ever right here. The Lego Batman movie 2, the apocalypse scene. Got my Gambit right there on the TV stand. Just picked up this sign jock piece. I got this one from Eric in the BSC group. And then Matt, who's also in the BSC group, who's done auctions with him before, told me he had a signed one too that I bought off him. And I bought this one from Matt too. Got Kylo Ren ship, Batmobile, 80-inch TV, I think it is. And again, this wall that I did in this room, it's just 1x4s and 1x6s for the accent wall. It was super easy to do, and then just mount the TV on, Bose soundbar. Then this is where I keep the Deadpool statue on my vinyl stand. Nothing too crazy. I like to collect the OG superhero Marvel Lego sets. Those are just some of them I have on display. Awesome Batman print. Okay, and then this area is just in total disarray right now from packing everything up still to move into the other room when it's all ready to go. So I just have random CGCs, random Hogwarts Lego set, random stuff from my girlfriend, a ton of books per usual. Just kind of like a cluttered mess right now of nothingness. I'm so glad I did a custom frame for this one. And again, I use the museum glass, and that's about as bad as the glare possibly gets. And I have like 5 different lights on it, and you can still see the picture perfectly clear. Then, you know, my favorite Danny DeVito from work. I almost just said Workaholics. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with his rum ham. Again, sorry for the mess. Got all my camera and video cables trying to clean up from filming that video. My Lego Daily Bugle. Within the newest piece to the collection, which is just amazing. Again, obviously you just saw it in the video. I accidentally, couple books. So on the back of this here, this piece sits under the cape right here, but it kind of doesn't peg in that great. And then it fell, and I just, as you can see, like on a couple areas, I got some chips in the cape, but I'm just gonna hit that up with like a little like gray Sharpie or something like that. But yeah, that's everything so far. Thanks for watching, guys.